We're sitting with Ron and we're talking about transport and logistics mobility group, SuperGroup. Ron, thanks so much for joining us this morning. A bit of a turnaround story for SuperGroup.
Yeah, financially they are going through a turnaround situation. They had a massive cap issue, rights issue for shares last November, 2.5 billion shares issued, I think at 40 cents a share, raising about 1.7 odd 1.1 odd billion, excuse me there. They are sitting with cash on the balance sheet of about $1 billion odd there now. They've got a heavy capex program going ahead. They need to reduce their costs on their Africa fleet, which is a much older, high-cost fleet. The competition in cross-border Africa, I've just come from that part of the world, where guys sit for 2, 3, 4 days trying to cross the border. Very, very difficult. The northbound traffic in terms of exports of mining equipment up to Zimbabwe, Zambia and DRC is very, very slow still. Southbound in terms of resources, that's improving a little bit, but it's a very, very challenging environment going ahead. In terms of looking at transport of goods like foods, like pharmaceuticals and stuff like that, the margins are not there. The volumes are not there until the economy picks up. So very, very much orientated towards growth in the economy going ahead.
So sort of good prospects, especially when we look at the commodity prices increasing, and that's obviously the demand should be coming to the fore very shortly in terms of commodities in Zimbabwe and commodities in Zambia, but it's really just the bureaucracy that's putting a hold on things.
Major bureaucracy where these trucks sit there for days and days on end waiting to be waved through then. So if we do see a continuation of the resource boom, I'm pretty confident on that side of things. Slowly that business will start turning around, and particularly as it's been made more efficient, they should be making a profit into June 2011.
Ron, I wanted to just ask you also about the management of SuperGroup at the moment, because a lot of people attributed sort of the downfall to former CEO Larry Lipsik. What are investors thinking about the management at the moment?
I think Peter Manford I've known for some time. He's had quite a few years in the logistics game. He certainly is not looking to go for bust like the old regime, where we saw acquisitions being made willy-nilly, massive overpayments, move away from non-core business. Peter is going to ground this down. It's going to take time. They're not going to pay a dividend probably until mid-2012, but that's the way they should go. They should be looking to build up the business. There's a capex program for the next year of about 450 odd million. In terms of upgrading their fleet, as we said previously, and in terms of generally revamping and bringing the age of their vehicles down.
So would you be buying SuperGroup right now at 63 cents a share?
Probably not. I would wait for the next set of interims then. It's a very difficult business in this environment, as you said, with margin pressure. I think there are better things to be looking at the time being. Once we see the cycle starting to turn, hopefully early into 2011, I'd certainly have another look at SuperGroup. I'd actually rather pay more and feel a little bit more confident that the turnaround is taking place. But in terms of Peter Manford, he's the right guy to be running this group.
Just talking about possible turnaround, we're seeing a lot of M&A activity, especially in the blue chips today, with HSBC potentially buying up to 70% of Nedbank. Also on the smaller caps, we've got Imperial buying 2 small cap companies, Caxton buying a stake in MoneyWeb. Are we seeing M&A activity on the old techs, and could that be the catalyst to get investors interested again?
Early days yet. I think once the cycle starts turning, once banks start lending, once we do see sustainable GDP growth going in South Africa and the turnaround in global economies, one of the most important factors still missing in that sector is confidence and a lack of liquidity. There are some really good bargains there if you do your homework, but patience certainly is the name of the game.
Patience is key. Ron Klipin, thanks so much for joining us this morning.